Hi, I'm John. This is Dinner Dates with Rhiannon.
Hi, John.
And tonight we're doing a chicken katsu curry. So, let's get started. And tonight we're going to do a chicken katsu curry. We've got some kimchi and we're going to have some Little Moon ice creams for dessert.
Delicious.
So, we're going to get going with our chicken katsu curry. We're going to get some chicken breasts. We're going to cut them in half. We're going to breadcrumb them and we're going to put them in the air fryer tonight because you can shallow fry them. It's more traditional, but we're going to do an air fryer recipe tonight. So let me grab the chicken. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this in half and then we're going to put greaseproof paper over the top, like covering greaseproof paper, and get a rolling pin and batter it so it's quite flat and even throughout.
Okay.
That's not too bad. It's too evenly-ish size. If it's too thick, it won't cook evenly throughout. So I'm just going to make it a little bit thinner. There we go. We've got 4 chicken fillets. I'm going to marinate this in milk, put it in the fridge for 20 minutes, and then we're going to get started on our sauce. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our chicken fillets, and we're going to get a rolling pin, bash the hell out of them. Basically, we're just trying to get them a little bit thinner. You can use a meat tenderizer, but I don't have one. So
Yeah,
a little bit flatter.
Yeah,
that's bigger than that one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop these in a marinade. We're going to put them in the fridge for 20 minutes. So they soak up a bit of the milk and it will make it just a little bit more, not creamy, but a little bit more delicious. Like a bit of succulent chicken. Oh, there we are. That's nice. It's quite flat.
Yeah.
I've made it a bit bigger. So we're going to do the same with this. We're going to pop some milk in a bowl and then get those in the fridge. Right, now we're going to make the sauce. We are going to use a nice big carrot. So we're going to chop that up and then add our spices and blitz it at the very end. So we'll grab a knife. So I'm just going to cut these into small pieces. We're going to cook it with some curry powder. And then when it's all ready, we're going to blitz it so it's nice and smooth. So why do you like katsu curry so much?
Every time I go into Wagamama's, it's such a boring choice. Probably to everyone. But it's just my go-to meal every time I go into Wagamama's or any Japanese restaurant. Like when we first met.
Yeah, our first date.
Yeah, our first date. We both had it. And I felt a bit self-conscious because I think katsu curry is just like a bit boring.
I think it's become like quite ubiquitous. Like you see it a lot more. Like I think certainly maybe about 5 or so years ago, it became really mainstream.
Yeah.
I remember I was living in Swansea and there was a Japanese restaurant near where I lived. And I had a katsu curry. And this was before it was really popular. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then about 5 years or so ago, it became really mainstream and you saw it pretty much everywhere because it's a curry that's not very particularly spicy. I mean, you can't make it spicy, but it's traditionally not. It's a bit sweet. Some recipes use apple. This one doesn't. It uses carrot.
I didn't know that.
But to give it, because it's normally a bit of a sweeter rather than a spicier curry.
Okay.
But,
is that for the acidity as well?
Possibly, I'm not sure. We're going to heat some butter in a pan. So we're going to melt some butter and then we're going to add the carrots and then some ginger and garlic. Right, we're going to add our butter in. Melt that for a minute. Our happy little spoon.
Trusty little spoon.
It's just so happy. It's not entirely practical, like if you do salsa or something with tomato in it, gets stuck in. But it's quite cute. It's kind of.
Where did the idea come from?
I was I was looking for a house to buy. So I was living in Bristol. I was looking for a place to buy. I was looking in Stroud, which is very nice, very expensive, unfortunately. So I didn't buy in Stroud. Moved to Gloucester instead. But went to the Stroud Farmers Market, and they had these little happy little spoons. And I just saw it, and I was like, you know what, that's just quite silly. And that was just then became quite an integral part of Dinner with John. Was this kind of quite silly, happy spoon, and I kind of loved it. Really, it's kind of at the end of the day, if you've got a happy little spoon, can't all be that bad. Now I've got my butter melted. Let's add in our carrots. Now you don't necessarily have to chop them too fine because we're going to blitz at the end. So. Just going to chop up our onion to put in. When was the first time you had a katsu curry?
The first time I had a katsu curry, it was a long time ago. That it was definitely Wagamama's.
Why do you like katsu curry so much?
Well, I love curry in general, and I just think katsu is a nice, mild tasting curry. It's just, yeah, it's really nice. Why do you like it so much?
I like it because it's a little bit sweeter. It's
Yeah.
not like I do love a curry. It's a curry, but it's not like too curry-like, if that makes sense. It's not too spicy. It's kind of quite sweet, and yeah, it's normally got like crispy chicken with it. Love a bit of crunch to it as well.
I love that.
Then we're going to add our onions in. Then we're going to let that all butter up. Now we're going to add in some garlic and some ginger, and I'm absolutely going to cheat and use pre-made ones. I know it's a cardinal sin. Chefs will say, no, you can't do it, and you shouldn't do it. Like, if you can do it yourself, you can, but I find it so much easier.
So much quicker.
Going to get our 2 eggs and crack them.
There we go, 2 perfect cracks.
Yeah. Now we're just going to whisk them so slightly. Now we're going to add in some mild curry powder. We're just going to put that on the top. And we'll stir that through for another minute or so. Right, now we're going to add some miso paste. A spot of honey. Some soy sauce. And a bit of water. There we go. Right, we'll mix that all in, and then we're going to pop that onto a low simmer for 20 minutes and then blend up the result. So that should look nice. Smelling very katsu curry-like.
Smells lovely.
Now for the chicken, I'm going to add some plain flour. I'm going to add some sashimi to it and mix that through. So it's going to give it a nice little bit of flavour to it. Now in the UK, this was from Waitrose, but I appreciate most of my orders is in the US, so I assume a higher-end grocery store would probably sell sashimi. Yeah, it gives it a little bit of a colour there, and a little bit of a flavour to it too. So we go from the chicken to the egg to the flour to the breadcrumbs, and then into the air fryer. Bippity, boppity, boop. This is the bit I hate. It's got all over my fingers, and it just sticks to you. Yeah, you've got to wash it off quite quickly, otherwise it'll set like concrete. So these are looking pretty good. We're going to spray them with some vegetable oil, just so that they crisp up in the air fryer a bit. You don't normally put very much oil in the air fryer, but just to make the panko breadcrumbs brown up a little bit. Right, so we've got our rice ready and our sauce is fully cooked. We're just going to pour it into this blender. If I can, we're going to get this blended up and then all over our chicken. Right, now to blitz it. Right, now we've got everything ready. Let's bring it all together.
So excited for it. Smells so good.
Put the rice on first. Then on chicken. Look at that. And then we can ladle the katsu curry to our heart's content. Oh yes. Oh, look at that.
So good.
I'm going to drown mine. There is lots left over, so some of it will be able to be frozen. So
yeah.
Give us some nice katsu curry sauce for the future. Oh, this looks delicious. We've got some kimchi, which I smelled earlier. Mmm.
So good.
Smells very nice.
Put some sesame seeds on.
Oh, yes.
Love sesame seeds. So
yeah, just give it a nice little kind of decoration to it, really, isn't it?
and a bit of crunch too.
Yeah.
Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh. Thank you.
It's quite alright. Right. Stuck in.
Yeah. Time for the taste test, as you usually say.
Yeah. Ooh. What do you think? Yeah? Keep me in suspense.
It's so nice. Chicken's like really tender as well.
Yeah, I think People will disagree, but like, I find if you put it in the air fryer, it comes out a little juicier. than
It's
if you
really
fry it.
nice. Yeah. What would you give it?
That as a whole meal, 9.5 out of 10. I really like that. The kimchi's got a tiny bit of spice to it. The rest of it is just really flavourful. Love that.
I think it's up there with your peanut butter chicken.
A peanut butter chicken curry, that was an excellent favourite as well.
Yeah. I would probably give this a 9.5 as well.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Thought we'd go Japanese as well with the is it Asahi?
Asahi, I think.
So I've gone 0.0. Yours is the real
Mine's
deal.
real deal.
And then we've got some Japanese ice cream for dessert too. So all Japanese. So what was the highlight of your week?
Doing my first TikTok video.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And what did you bake?
Mini pizzas.
Oh, very nice.
They're really nice, actually. So what was the highlight of your week, darling?
So I went to London on Wednesday to see my boss,
Yeah.
and we went out for dinner. It was quite nice. And so we went to Flatiron in Spitalfields. And when you finished, basically there's only one thing on the menu: steak. And when you finish, they give you a little token, and then you get an ice cream at the end of it.
Oh,
yeah,
that's really cool.
yeah. So we had an ice cream in a cone, walking back in the 20-degree sunshine. It was very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to doing this week?
This week, I'm off on Tuesday. Well, we are off to London on Tuesday invited to a top secret event. So there'll be some alcohol-free beer tasting, and I think there'll be like a DJ on a rooftop.
Rooftop bar, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to pretending to be hip and happening with all the cool kids in London. So these are mochi. And it's basically ice cream with a little bit of rice dough on the outside. So, that's surprisingly weird and quite nice at the same time.
It has the same texture of like a plum.
Yes.
And also, they're very low in calories too.
Also, I can have two then. This is passion fruit and mango. A great combination.
Yeah.
It's a really nice ice cream, and when it said rice dough, I was like, that sounds weird. But actually that really works.
It does. It's really nice.
The camera, it's kind of like yellow on the inside, and then on the outside there's like this purple little layer, rice dough layer. It's really nice, actually.
It's like a skin, isn't it? Sort of melts in your mouth as well.
Those flavours, really love that.
So nice. Thank you for dinner. It's lovely.
No worries. Thank you very much for your support. And thank you for coming for date night with us. And next week, I'm not sure what we'll do next week, but we'll figure it out. So until then, I wish you a great week. Cheers.